it's Calxiyn here. So we have another theory for this week. Ghira Belladonna will defeat Adam Taurus. So it's pretty obvious that Ghira Belladonna is based on Bagheera from the Jungle Book. Heck, his first name sounds like Bagheera's name, taking out the B-A. Yeah, okay, we get it. And so anyway, so he's quoting something from the Jungle Book, I'm guessing. When Father Wolf and Mother Wolf of the Seoni wolf pack adopt a human cub Mowgli, for the pack demands that a new cub should be spoken for, Bagheera buys Mowgli's life with a freshly killed bull and helps raise it as one of the pack. Because his life has been bought by the bull, Mowgli is forbidden to eat cattle. Okay. I've never read Jungle Book, so this doesn't make that much sense to me, but I feel you. Bagheera shares in many of Mowgli's adventures as he grows, but eventually the time comes when the man comes because a man has to return to human society. So yeah, we know that, because that's a Jungle Book. Shere Khan, who is Sienna Khan, is based off died because of a stampede of bulls in the books, and Sienna Khan was killed by Adam Taurus, a bull faunus.
How did we not see that coming?
I know. And in the movie, they have a red flower or something, and that represents fire, and Sienna is scared. Oh, boy. So it would be a neat Jungle Book reference if Ghira Belladonna was the one that defeats Adam Taurus, who is a bull, faunus possibly killing him, as a reference to how Bagheera killed those bulls to buy Mowgli's life and free him of his debt. And so this is in regards of Sienna, so I'm not really going to talk about that. Here's the problem with this, though. A lot of people think that Mowgli is Adam. And so we had a video come out on that last week, and so here's the issue, right? People think that Adam's not really a bull, and that Adam is actually human, and those horns on his head are actually attached to the mask, similar to how Ilya has some, that are poking out of her mask, right? Of her white fang mask, that they're basically fake, right? And that Adam is a human that has been, raised by the animals. So that makes him Mowgli. So the problem here with Ghira killing Adam based on that is that if Ghira is killing the bull to buy Mowgli's life, and Adam is Mowgli, he's killing Mowgli.
Yes.
Yes, which is not good. Like, it doesn't make sense, right? And so it makes more sense with what we said last week, that Adam is actually Mowgli, and Ghira and Shere Khan and all of the other animals sort of raised Adam from being a human. So it makes sense if maybe Ghira knows a secret about Adam, but just hasn't sort of revealed that yet to society, because Sienna obviously knew something was going on behind that mask, and that's how maybe she could prove that Adam was actually a human and in no shape to do anything. So that's the problem I have with this theory of Ghira killing him based off of what happened in the Jungle Book. Ghira killing him, like, regardless, makes a lot more sense. Does that make sense? Like, if we go based on the inspiration and Mowgli is Adam, because who is Mowgli in this scenario if Adam is just the bull? Like, who is Ghira buying the life for? I guess you could say humanity, and Mowgli is a representation of all the humans, but that still doesn't make a lot of sense, right?
Yes.
Because so far we've had characters that represent... we've had people that represent certain characters. We haven't had characters that represent an entire idea. Does that make sense? Like, maybe other than the Grimm for, like, Grimm fairy tales or whatever, but every character in RWBY that's been inspired by something doesn't inspire a concept. They inspire a specific character. And so for Adam, if Adam is the bull, somebody else would have to be Mowgli in this scenario, and Mowgli representing mankind doesn't make sense. Right?
Yes.
You understand what I mean? Because they've never done that before. I'm not saying they can't, because I think that would be a very interesting concept if they say that Mowgli is a representation of all humans that can be taken in by the faunus, and that they can build a relationship with the faunus. That would be a very good theory, and I think that's very interesting. But the problem is, if Adam turns out to be Mowgli and not the bull, then this falls apart completely, because then you're killing Mowgli. Right? And so inspiration has been disregarded. Because remember, this is an anime where Cinderella killed Achilles. So, yeah. I wouldn't worry about it too much.
It's almost like it's total horseshit, and they're probably not paying attention to it anymore.
Like, that's basically sort of what I'm trying to say, is that, again, I think Mowgli humanity in Remnant humans being Mowgli, and so Ghira killing the bull to kind of buy Mowgli's life, because obviously Adam wants to enslave humanity, would be really nice and interesting as a concept, but the way it's been phrased in this theory just doesn't work. So I would like to kind of explore the idea more that Mowgli is actually the representation of humanity if Adam isn't really human, and that, if Adam isn't really human and Adam is the bull, to kind of connect this theory back to the Jungle Book, that Mowgli isn't a person, it's a concept. It's all of the humans in Remnant, and Ghira is buying life for all of the humans in Remnant. You know what I mean? And that's why, sort of, he's killing Adam. But this, as it stands, of just Adam being the bull and then nobody really representing who Mowgli is, doesn't make a lot of sense. And not only does it make a lot of sense, but then you kind of get to the idea, okay, well, if they're going by inspiration, right, then where is the inspiration stopping, you could say? Because, like, in my head, they can't really make this work unless he has Mowgli to protect, but he doesn't. Unless, again, they make the Mowgli, all of the humans, which they've never done. So I do like the idea, but I think the idea needs to be applied differently, especially with what personally, I think Adam's not really a faunist. Like, the more I think about that theory, the more sense it makes, and that's why Ilya has horns attached to her mask. It makes her look human, or it makes her look like a faunist, even though she passes as a human. This is basically Adam doing the exact same thing. That may be even where Ilya got the idea from, depending on how much he knows about him, right? And so I think that when you think of the theory we did last week, and then this one definitely falls short.
Well, they can be connected, as you said.
Yeah, they can be connected easily, because, if Adam... No, they can't, because in our version, Adam is Mowgli. And so in this version, Adam isn't Mowgli, and so there had to be some sense for Ghira
a double Mowgli.
Yeah, so, like...
Well, because it could refer... Maybe they could have dual meanings, that it refers to both human and human...
Or maybe he's metaphorically killing the bull, like he's killing, like, the faunist for Mowgli's life. It just doesn't make sense.
Or the idea of Adam Tardis as a faunist.
Yeah, like he's trying to get rid of that and make him Mowgli again, like buy back his humanity, you could say. But again, that's not super literal. You know what I mean? You gotta dig for that metaphor in there. And so that's where I'm kind of like...
we dug for metaphors before.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I don't think it's as basic as, like, this person represents Mowgli and this person, represents the bull. Like, I'm not saying... Like, I don't think it's like that at all. If it is what you're saying, an easy way to connect it to our theory is basically what you said, is that Ghira is going after the bull, quote-unquote, in Adam Taurus and trying to bring out the fact that he is actually a human and not really an animal at all. That makes sense. That would be something that I'm totally on board for. This doesn't exactly make sense with how it's phrased, just because, like, it's too... there needs to be a metaphor in here. Like, it's too literal, because then, you know, it falls apart with, okay, what if Adam isn't really a bull and he's a human, and then you're killing Mowgli, and then, like, the bull just doesn't exist. And, like, it gets a little complicated. And there's also the fact that Adam is originally based off of a Beauty and the Beast character.
Yeah.
So that gets a little complicated, you know what I mean? And so...
Well, if that's the case, what the fuck are we talking about?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he has a dual meaning of, like, say he is Mowgli and he's also the Enchantress from Beauty and the Beast, right? And he's a guy. Because Blake, represents the Beast and also represents, Belle, right? Because Black the Beast descends from shadows. Blake is the Beast descending from the shadows, right? And so, just to summarize that, right? A lot of people think Adam is the Beast, but what I think is clever is that basically what happened was Disney accidentally produced this doll, and somebody wrote Prince Adam on the doll because they had this weird misconception that Adam was the name of the Beast, right? Mm-hmm. And so for them to name him Adam, and that could be a reference to the Beast's fake name, it could be a Beast fake out, basically.
Yeah.
And so I think that's really interesting when you look at things like that. I don't know if they know that. They should, though, because it's all over. Like, it's literally everywhere on the internet. Like, people are, I don't know what to say. People are really, like, it's known on the internet. Like, everybody knows that the Beast isn't actually named Adam, I think. Like, if you look it up, like, it literally, like, there's BuzzFeed articles where, like, Disney's, like, big mistake, like, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And so it's very clear. And so I feel like, you know, when you got too many inspirations going on, not that I don't want them to be inspired by multiple things, but Mowgli and the Enchantress make sense. You know what I mean? Like, as two distinct, like, inspirations for him, right? But if you got if you got the bull and then the beast, the problem is the beast is kind of already taken up by Blake. And so how does this fit in the Beauty and the Beast story? And then how do you make the Beauty and the Beast story fit? Because Maurice never kills the beast. You know what I mean?
True.
Maurice never does anything, and Maurice is basically who Ghira is in the scenario. So when you get too many inspirations does not make for a good story, especially if you're trying to take from all of them at once.
Unless you're picking and choosing really hard.
And so so if they pick and choose really hard, that's different. But then you got, okay, well, who's Mowgli then? Like, what's going on? Like, what does this mean? Like, and I don't want Ghira to do it, frankly. Like, that's my personal opinion. I feel like it should be Blake and Yang, and they need to do it. And that's why this theorist has given us 6 tickets, and so his next video is Neptune, Sun, and Blake will all defeat Adam, and Yang will probably help. Like, no, Yang needs to be there, alright? Like, RWBY, even if they wanted to do that, RWBY knows better, right? They know that everybody would, like, people would literally drop the show if Yang doesn't assist in getting her revenge on Adam, because that is where they want things to go. As of right now, in the future that could change, and nobody wants Yang to fight Adam because she's doing something else, right? But I think that Yang possibly helping isn't even in the picture. Even if RWBY wanted to do it, and you guys know I always want, like, the writers to do what they want, at the same time, they're also not stupid, and they know that that would immediately cause a fight. If fucking Neptune, who can't even, like, step in the water without, like, pissing his pants, you know, would help defeat Adam. Like, that's a little ridiculous, but we'll get to that theory another week, so I hope that you guys enjoyed these videos. These are, like, the most pulled apart, like, I'm pretty sure this is the most savage we've been with anything.
I think you just made the poor guy cry.
I mean, he paid his $10, what did he think was gonna happen? You know what I mean? I'm sorry if I made you cry, but, like, I don't know what you expected. It's like, Hunter, if you wrote something you knew I would hate and then you gave it to me. You know what I mean? And said, here, Cal, let's do a video on this. And I was like, hey, Hunter, are you sure about that? And you were just like, yes. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you just gotta take your lumps, as that guy said. Also, as a side note, the fact that he said that in, the episode, the dude, the bandit, said that to Yang, LeFou also says that to Gaston. And Gaston, and I thought that was pretty funny.
Bernie says that quite a bit. And,
he says, every guy here loved to be you, Gaston, even while taking your lumps. And that guy was like, and just take your lumps, you know what I mean? But that's like a side note.
I think LeFou wanted to take a lot.
Oh my god, stop it. Anyway, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you
have not seen the new Beauty and the Beast, right?
No, I was trying to watch it last night, and then, like, you interrupted me.
I interrupted?
Yeah, because you were like, call me, and I was just like, I was watching Beauty and the Beast.
Mother, you also said, Hunter, come here late at night after you worked for a very long time so you can watch the Beauty and the Beast. That's what you said.
I know, we should watch it together. Anyway, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to become a patron if you want to see us destroy you, and join a Discord server if you want to come talk with us, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye!